What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Today we're going to do an Asia session recap. I didn't even plan to do this, but I had a really wild Asia session tonight trading evals. Here are all the executions. I took 2 break evens, 2 W's. I'm going to explain why. So first of all, this was the break even right here. Then we ended up taking this win. And then this was on Top Step. I have some 25k statics and I've been trading them slowly. I passed 2. I need to work on the rest. I've been kind of trading them slowly because there is a daily loss limit on these. So first entry, got break even to the tick. It edged my TP by a tick and then stopped me out break even. And then I re-entered right after, scaled in, and then it ended up hitting TP there, but I didn't even hit full TP. I ended up just getting out because I didn't like the trade. It would have ended up playing out fully. But anyway, yeah, I need like 500 more bucks to finish passing that too. But yeah, ended up passing another Lucid eval too. Or not Lucid, funded next. But anyway, I'm going to run through these really quick. It was a pretty interesting session. Now, the reason I was on eval so much tonight was because usually Friday PM is usually not that great. So obviously in the AM I'm trading my fundeds, and I like to trade fundeds and evals usually separate. So I figured tonight was my last shot, and I was like, whatever, I'm going to just use discretion and try to trade some evals, be aggressive with them, and see what happens. So coming into tonight, I was willing to trade either way, leaning more bullish obviously because of the higher time frame being bullish, but we did have this unfilled 4-hour, so I kind of just wanted to wait. I wanted to see us just break out of this consolidation and just get something clear where if we tap into this unfilled 15, we can look for shorts, or if we manipulate lower, we can look for longs to that 15. I just wanted to see us break out of this consolidation that we were in on the lower time frame. So first trade I take, this is obviously very discretionary. 8 p.m. opens, we get this huge displacement candle right here. I'm seeing at this point, okay, we're probably going to run to this 15-minute. Obviously, it's just an eval. I'm not going to be too concerned, but what am I looking at? I'm looking at the draw and liquidity. I know how Asia opens. A lot of the times it will move like New York open and it will just start ripping to the upside. So I ended up taking my entry like this. My TP was literally, I think it was like 232.50, and it got edged. And I don't know, I just didn't have a chance to close it at the second time because it came back down so fast. I just literally didn't have a chance to close it. I would have just closed. I didn't really care about the extra few dollars. I just really wasn't paying attention. But yeah, I literally got edged on that completely. It was like, I actually have no idea. I was pretty pissed off. I don't know if it was Top Step X that didn't like tag me, because I swear I had it on here. I don't know. But regardless, I swear it hit the take profit, but it doesn't really matter. It was over from there. So at that point, we ended up tapping this 15-minute. And then at this point, I was like, okay, now my conditions actually been met. Maybe we can actually seek those shorts if we get confirmation back down to the lower time frame sell side, because again, we had all of this low resistance right here. So at this point, from this 15-minute, we just start dumping. I ended up taking my entry like right here. Stop right here. I see this huge displacement candle. I figure we're going to run lower. We get a pullback. I scale in a bit more, and then I ended up getting out like around here somewhere. I don't remember exactly. Now my stop was like here or something like that. But yeah, we basically tapped the 15-minute. We start displacing off of it, so I just took the short there. Now, is this a great trade? Obviously not, but it's just eval, and I'm going to be honest about the trades I take. I don't really care. So this one, again, we're displacing towards that draw. I want to see this 15 get hit. I'm very confident that we're going to hit the 15. Again, I just get edged on that. From there, we tap this 15. We start displacing off. I'm very confident that we're going to run this low resistance right here and potentially make a run lower to this like big data wick we have down here, which ends up happening. So we end up taking the win there. Again, I just get out early because we start chopping here. So I got out, I don't know, something like this. I ended up getting like 1R. But again, my TP would have been like this or something like that. And I just really didn't care to hold for the extra little bit. I was just like, whatever. So that was Top Step. We ended green on those. I ended up locking out of those just so I didn't do anything stupid, trying to make a little bit of extra money on those. From there, I was really confident in this like wick getting taken out. We looked like we were displacing bearish. I did not want to get caught forcing along. You could see we had this accumulation. We ended up sweeping out this high. So I don't want to be looking to target this high that just swept out this high. I would rather see price trade down to this low down here. So first entry I take, we actually tap into a 5-minute gap right here. So this 15 cents price lower, we tap into this 5. Again, very discretionary. I ended up taking a short like here. I just see us displacing off the 5-minute. I'm super confident in that draw. I went break even as soon as the 30 seconds started to close below, and then got break even on that. I was using, like, I was kind of looking at TradeAway at the same time, and the candles looked like they were different. So I kind of got a little bit mixed up in that. I should not have gone break even when I did. I would have obviously held, and that would have just played out the original idea. But the candles, I don't know what happened, if my computer was glitching or whatever. It looked like we were getting a stronger displacement candle right here. So I was like, oh, I'll go break even, because I had a pretty good fill. And then yeah, just got break even on that. But that wasn't a big deal. I was still confident in that draw lower getting hit. So from this point, this is a very discretionary entry. I'm going to explain basically why I took this trade right here. So I ended up entering about here. Stop was around here. So basically what I see at this point, it's becoming more and more apparent that we're trading lower, and we're probably going to attack this wick down here, this data wick. So at this point, if you logically look at the market, you see that we're respecting bearish. We're clearly disrespecting bullish. We have this huge massive wick down here, which is likely going to be a strong draw on liquidity. We look at the 5-minute, we get this nice candle closure down here. I entered on the, no, it was this candle right here. We get this strong candle closure on the 3 and the 5-minute. I ended up taking my entry here. I see it's displacing lower. Now this is pure discretion, but I have conviction that we're going to run to this low down here. So I took my entry down here, and then I literally just took this down to that data wick down there, and that was it. As you can see, we're displacing. We're probably, I'd assume, going to tag that 4-hour, but again, this is my discretionary Asia session on evals. A lot of people want to know how I trade evals, so I just figured why not do this recap. But basically, I'm just using my draws on liquidity, and I'm waiting for displacement, and I'm looking at what's obvious, and I'm using my discretion, but I'm using common sense. Like for example, I said coming into the session, I wanted to see this 15-minute gap get hit. So what do? I see price open up at 8 p.m. I know how Asia opens. It's usually going to push like New York opens. So I take the displacement entry. Again, I just get edged. From there, we tap that 15-minute. We get a nice displacement candle. I'm confident in the low resistance getting run. Boom, we hit our first trade right there. From there, again, first entry, I kind of got screwed up. I shouldn't have gone break even when I did, but the idea was valid. The candles just, again, like I said, threw me off on trade of 8, but there's nothing we can do there. So from there, again, I'm looking at this logically, and I'm thinking, okay, if my draw on liquidity is this wick down here, and I'm very confident that price is going to go to this wick, and we're displacing clearly bearish, we get this 5-minute candle closure to the downside. Why would I even think about trying to long here? It doesn't even make sense. So I know as long as my stop's above these highs over here, there's no reason that price should trade back up to here unless we're completely wrong. And obviously the idea is valid and ends up playing out. So again, this is just using discretion on evals. I would never trade like this unfunded, but I just want to show you guys sometimes when you have a draw on liquidity, you can get away sometimes with taking a more discretionary entry. Now, I'm not recommending obviously to take just purely discretion entries like that all the time, but I'm just saying the draw on liquidity and displacement are going to be the biggest things. Again, number one, we're displacing towards an obvious DOL. We're displacing off our condition. We're displacing towards where I want to see price go. In this case, is this wick down here. So just wanted to make this recap. That was an interesting session. Feel like discretion wise, this was really good. I feel like I was reading the market really well tonight. Again, don't trade like this unfunded, but I thought it was interesting. I figured I'd make a recap anyway because I haven't done an Asia recap in a while. But yeah, hopefully Asia is actually better next week. It's been pretty slow for the most part the last little bit. But anyway, we'll be back on the charts tomorrow morning for New York Open. We'll hopefully end the week off good tomorrow. But that's it for me. Yeah, pretty decent session. So can't complain. But that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.